The sweet sounds of what's been described as one of Africa's most prolific pianists, keyboardists, and band leaders. A man critically acclaimed simply as Magic Fingers. But those same fingers almost happened one day in an accident. Today he would not be able to use them. Imagine that. He picked himself up literally from the ashes and has become what he is today. His real name, Aaron Kimathi. Many of you probably know him better simply as Aaron Rimbui. He's hot, he's smoking. He's a man who taught himself this instrument at the age of 17. It is a story you need to listen to. Call someone who knows someone who wants to be inspired tonight. Not just a musician, but someone who was involved in an accident just like his. We'll talk about it shortly. Aaron's Twitter handle is @AaronRimbui. Mine is @Koinange. Jeff, the hashtag we're using tonight, against the odds. Is that what we're doing? Is that what it is? Against the odds. Fight, huh? Overcoming odds. Okay. Overcoming odds. Let's use that hashtag with my man tonight. Sit back. Aaron Rimbui.
How are you, sir?
Good to see you, my brother.
Good to see you.
Welcome to the bench.
Thank you, finally.
And you say finally because you've been asking over and over every time we meet at functions.
Yeah.
You keep asking that question.
I need to sit on the bench.
When are you coming?
Exactly.
And last time we met was at the Tusker Malt launch.
Legends. You're a legend.
No, I'm not. You are. You are a legend, my brother. You're a legend. Because overcoming what you have, and we need to tell our viewers, man, this is a story they need to hear.
Exactly.
Because it's deep, man. It's deep. And you know, you kept telling me over and over, and I figured, you know what, maybe this is the time. This is the time.
Exactly.
So, you're 14 years old.
14 years old, 1993.
You've just been accepted to Patch.
Actually, we just finished KCPE and holiday time. So, getting ready to go to high school. So I had not yet been accepted to Nairobi School. The Nairobi School. Prince of Wales.
Patch.
Patch.
Prince of Wales. Yes.
Yes. So one Thursday morning, 25th of November, 1993, we woke up. My folks were going to work, and there was gas smelling all over. At that time, we were not using gas, you know. And so...
and you lived in Dagoretti then?
Yeah, the Great Corner, as it used to be called. Dagoretti Corner.
Yes.
So, my mom says, you know what, let's find out what's happening around, because it was crazy, you know. We don't use gas, but there's gas smelling, you know. So we get out, do a couple of, it's like we're like detectives, you know, knocking on guys, like finding out if there's any leak. So we find our immediate neighbors, there was some gas leak. So we get there, and it's now smelling like it's bad. So she's like, you know what, you guys go back home. When I go to work, I'll call the owner of the house, and he can come and sort it out. And so a couple of minutes later, probably an hour or two later, so I was playing with the kids, you know.
And you can still smell the gas?
Yeah, of course. But now we were playing kind of a bit, not too close to the house. So I see him coming in, and he motions to me and says, you know what, your mom called me about the gas. So, like, yes. So, being a curious boy, I followed him. So it was himself, his son, and I think it was a niece, or I can't remember at that time. So, but anyway, so it was the four of us. So we get into his place, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm following them. You know, I'm a guest. You know. So we get to the kitchen. So he's kind of fiddling to find out what's happening. And so he's like, no, I don't think this is the place. Then he remembers that there was someone who used to live in the servants' quarter. And so he tells us to wait. He goes upstairs, gets the key, and we get out, because the servants' quarter was the SQ or somewhere else. So we get out.
And follow him?
Yeah, we follow him. So he opens the door, he goes in, his son, and I think that there was a lady. So I'm kind of like peeking through, you know. And so a few minutes later, all I remember, I just saw yellow and I heard, you know. So I didn't know that things were bad, you know. So I'm hearing this lady, she's kind of screaming, you know. So I'm running out because, you know, something's happened.
Yeah.
So I look at her and I see she's holding herself like this because I think the what she was wearing was stuck
to her skin. Oh.
So I kind of pull her out because she's running. I think she tripped. So I pull her out. So now when we get out there, there's already a crowd, you know. So I'm looking at that's when and they're looking at me and they're like, no, they're like, what in the world is going on? That's when I see my hands. But all my skin was hanging. So I just see it's nice pink, you know. Oh. That's when I was like, I think we're in some fun.
Were you in pain?
At that time, I think you're in shock. You don't know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but you can kind of feel that there's pain, you know.
There's something, yeah.
There's something going on, you know. And they're looking at you all strange. Yeah, there's a crowd, man. So they're all strange. So everyone is like, can we get them to hospital, you know? So it's a huge crowd, you know.
What about the neighbor and his son? Are they still in there?
We are now all out, you know. So we get into a car. Another neighbor gets us into a car. We go to Nairobi Hospital.
Are you all screaming in the car?
I think in the car it's surreal because I can remember I sat behind her. It was a lady who was driving. And I looked at myself on the rear view mirror, and I saw my skin had started folding, you know. And then my hair is all like this color, you know.
Because you had hair then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had hair. So it was, you know, I'm like, what in the world have I gotten myself into, you know? So we get to the hospital, and that's when now I think I started feeling the pain at the emergency, because now I can't see. I think I was like blacking out, you know, in and out, in and out. I think some time later my folks were called and we were all there, right there. And so the lady she was bad. I think she was put into HDU, you know, because I think she had more burns. I think I had probably 10 or 15%, if I don't remember. I think she had 65. Wow. Second degree burns.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
Oh.
And so it was crazy, you know. I think at that time you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's painful. I think that's when I've ever felt pain till you stop feeling pain. And so that's what happened, you know. And
did you think you were going to die, Aaron?
I think there's a time I blacked out.
Yeah.
And I think at that time that's when I think I was like, you know what? Then sooner or later now I woke up and I found now I was in the ward and they had put me in those cages.
Like a bubble.
Exactly. And then now, what I didn't know is that that's when now the pain was just now beginning. Because generally what they do for second degree burns, they have to peel all the skin. Because my face, my hands, you can see my hands.
Yeah.
And I'd want some moccasins. So I've got some nice gisty looking scars, you know, look like tattoos.
Now, have you looked at yourself in the mirror yet? Have you?
No. Yeah. At that time, I don't know how I look.
Correct.
I have no. I can remember my brother Tim came, and I can remember the few conversations that I had, and him asking my mom, "Is that Aaron?" So in my head, I'm like, how bad is this, you know?
Yeah.
And all I can remember is the guys praying, you know.
Could you see?
I couldn't see, you know. You can see it's like a slither, you know. It's like you're kind of like this.
Yeah.
But it's so you're high, like you're high on pain.
Yeah.
You know. Then after that, you have to go, and they have to peel the skin and clean it off. So now when I was taken to the I think there's a place like a bathroom where you have to take a saline bath, so your skin doesn't get infected.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I asked one of the nurses, can I see how I look? Mm. And she asked me, are you sure? Like, yeah, I'd like to see it so that I can remember that face many years from now, you know, so that when I go through stuff, it's like I just became deep. I was 14, but I'm speaking philosophy.
Yes.
You know? So I looked at myself and I said, wow.
Was it bad?
Yeah, I think my face was 3 times its size, puffed up, and then black, like my shoe.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you think life was over, Aaron? Did you think, I'm 14 years old, what am I going to do?
Probably, I think that question was a few weeks later in the hospital. That's when I was like, will I get through this? But at that time, I think you're still in shock, so it's not hit you what just happened.
Correct.
And probably in my mind, I'm like, I think next week I'll be out, you know. And that next week ended up being about 4 weeks, you know.
You were 4 weeks in the hospital?
4 weeks in the Nairobi hospital.
And therapy after that, obviously?
Then what happened is that after I got out of hospital, now results are out,
Yeah.
So
Did you do okay?
I did okay.
Obviously, you know.
Yeah, I did
School,
okay.
you accepted, yeah.
Yeah. So then I got a place in Nairobi school, and but at that time when I was starting to heal, I noticed that I was getting keloids.
Yes.
You know, overgrown scars. Like my hand was like, you know, this scar was like huge. You know, and now that brings another whole different problem, because now when people look at you, you know, and then right here there's like a huge scar, you know.
Right in your cheek.
Yeah, right here. You know?
So do kids want to play with you at this time?
No.
Are people avoiding you?
Exactly. You know, they think that I am
a freak.
A freak or something. You know, like this is a weirdo. You know, and so.
What did that do to your self-esteem, man?
Probably. It's a couple of months later that's when I noticed that people now begin to kind of
avoid,
step aside, you know.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, well, I guess, well, why did it have to happen to me? That's when now you ask those questions. Why me?
Why me?
Why me? You know.
And what answer did you get?
Do you know, actually, I found out that answer never comes. I think how you answer that question by, you find it's like a Y junction, you find yourself. Right? And that Y junction is like, you know what, I'm either going to become very bitter and angry about
the
life,
world,
the world, or just a day at a time, And so I decided, there's a time I was, I think, on that...
on that path.
Yeah, like why? Because after the keloids, I had to go for surgery, a crazy surgery, 4 hours, where they had to cut a piece of my thigh and plaster it here. Actually, this is a piece of my thigh on my hand, you know. So
in all that time, Aaron, did you consider suicide?
I'd never, no.
Never?
No. I don't think that was an option for me.
Good.
So, but I was low. No,
sure.
It's like you like, man.
Yeah.
Because I actually missed Form 1, by the way. Because I couldn't go, because I had to go for surgery.
So you missed the mono period, or whatever they call
exactly.
that.
I skipped.
Rebels. Lucky. Listen, we haven't even come to your piano skills, because you weren't even playing the piano yet.
No,
you were 14.
No.
This thing you learned when you were 17.
Exactly.
All right, give us a tune as we go into break. When we come back, tell us how you learned this.
For sure, man.
Give us something, man. By the way, Washuka Mungai, earlier on, she tweeted and she says she wants a jazzy version of the Kenyan national anthem.
No, the anthem is
secret.
It's secret.
Just the jazzy version, man. We could all stand up for it, man.
Next time.
All right. Is this from your first album or the second?
The first tune I played was from my first record.
First album, which is called
Keys of Life.
Keys of Life.
Yes.
And the second one is Alpha Jury.
Alpha Jury. Yeah.
What is this from?
This is from Keys of Life.
Keys of
Life.
Life.
It's called Free.
Free.
Yeah.
Go. How does he do that? I have no idea. We all think we can play this thing. I tell you, he does it so easy. And I'll give you a little secret. self-taught. He taught himself mostly how to do that and to read notes. Aaron Rimbui, a story and a half, inspiration like no other. That's why this is Inspiration Thursday, right here on Jeff Koinange Live. Keep tweeting.